Most people over 50 are spending money on probiotics and still wondering why their gut never truly heals. The problem is not always the bacteria you're adding. The problem is the environment those bacteria are trying to live in. Nature already provides herbs that help restore balance from the inside out. Today, we're going to talk about one of them.
If you're over 50 and trying to take care of your gut, you've probably been surrounded by one message: take probiotics. They're in yogurts, inexpensive supplements, all promising a happy, healthy gut. But what if for you, that promise feels a little empty? What if you're still feeling bloated, tired, and just plain frustrated? Maybe you find yourself hesitating before eating foods you once loved because you're worried about the gas or discomfort that might follow. You're doing what you're told, taking the probiotic, eating the right things, but the problems just don't go away. It's easy to feel like your own body is working against you. Well, there's a reason for this, and it has to do with how our bodies change as we get older. But what if the solution isn't adding more bacteria from a lab, but instead using an ancient herb to rebuild your gut's foundation? What if the real secret to lasting gut health after 50 isn't about adding more residents, but about upgrading the entire neighborhood they live in? Stick with me, because we're about to explore a completely different way of thinking about gut health, one that's all about rebuilding, not just patching things up. For years we've been told a simple story. Think of your gut as a garden and probiotics as the seeds. If your garden is struggling, just plant more seeds. It's a nice idea, and for some people it can help, but for many over 50, it's a story with a frustrating plot twist. You plant the seeds, things get a little better for a while, but as soon as you stop, the garden goes right back to the way it was. So what's going on? The issue often lies in a concept called transient bacteria. Most probiotic supplements are like tourists visiting your gut. They might do some good things while they're passing through, but they rarely stick around and become permanent residents. Some studies show that after you stop taking certain probiotics, their measurable effects can fade. They don't always set up a permanent colony. They're temporary visitors. This can become a bigger deal after 50. As we age, our gut microbiome can start to shift. Some research suggests that the diversity of our gut bacteria may decline, and we might see lower levels of key species like Bifidobacteria, which are important for keeping our gut wall healthy. At the same time, other microbes linked to inflammation can become more common. Think of it this way: your gut has a native population of bacteria that has been with you for decades. This community has a defense mechanism that can make it tough for newcomers to move in and get settled. So you might be spending good money on high-quality probiotic tourists who arrive in a gut environment that just isn't ready to host them for the long haul. This is why you might feel like probiotics stopped working or never really delivered. It's not necessarily that the probiotics are bad, but they might be an incomplete solution. It's like throwing seeds onto hard depleted soil. Before you can expect anything to grow, you have to fix the soil first. You have to create an environment where good things can thrive on their own. Instead of just asking, what can I add to my gut? A more foundational philosophy asks, what does my gut need to heal and balance itself? This approach is about creating the right internal environment, and it's built on a few key ideas. First, it's about supporting your entire digestive system, not just the finish line. Many gut issues might not start in the colon but higher up. This philosophy considers the role of the liver and gallbladder. Your liver produces bile, which is crucial for digesting fats, but it also helps manage the microbial environment in your upper gut. If bile isn't flowing smoothly, which can be a common issue, it can affect how well you digest food, sometimes leading to that familiar feeling of bloating or heaviness right after a meal. Instead of just trying to manage the symptoms downstream, this approach looks at the source. Herbs that have been traditionally used to support liver health and promote healthy bile flow are a cornerstone here. The second principle is deep mineral nourishment. Our gut bacteria don't just live on fiber, they exist in a complex environment that needs minerals to function. Modern diets can sometimes be lacking in the trace minerals our bodies and our microbes need to work their best. This approach emphasizes mineral-rich whole foods and herbs, like those that grow in the sea, to help provide the nutritional building blocks for both your own cells and your gut flora. The third principle is one that's getting a lot of attention today: creating a favorable gut environment with a plant-rich diet. The core idea is simple and powerful. A diet packed with a wide variety of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, while reducing processed foods and added sugars, is one of the best tools for shaping a healthy gut microbiome. These plant foods provide the fiber and nutrients that beneficial bacteria love. When you put these ideas together, you get a more holistic strategy. It's not about finding one magic probiotic strain that will hopefully stick around. It's about preparing the soil, making sure your digestive system is working efficiently, and providing the deep nourishment your body is asking for. Once you've done that, the gut has an amazing ability to start finding its own balance. And that brings us to our star player, a humble plant that perfectly embodies these principles: dandelion root. You probably know the dandelion as that stubborn weed in your lawn, but for centuries, herbalists have seen it as powerful medicine. When it comes to rebuilding your gut's foundation after 50, dandelion root is a fascinating plant because it works on multiple levels to help change the environment inside you. First, and most importantly, dandelion root is a fantastic source of a special type of fiber called inulin. This is what makes it a prebiotic. Let's quickly clear up the difference. A probiotic introduces new bacteria. A prebiotic, on the other hand, is the food for the good bacteria you already have. Think of it this way: taking a probiotic can be like dropping new fish into a lake and hoping they thrive. Taking a prebiotic, like the inulin from dandelion root, is like providing an amazing food source that helps the native fish you already have multiply and flourish. Inulin passes through your upper digestive system and arrives in the colon, where it becomes a feast for your beneficial bacteria, especially those Bifidobacteria strains that can decline as we age. By feeding your own native gut army, you're helping it grow stronger and rebalance your microbiome from within. The second way dandelion root helps is by supporting your body's digestive flow. It has a long history of use in traditional herbalism as a cholagogue, an herb that gently encourages the production and release of bile. This is a big deal for anyone struggling with that heavy, bloated feeling after meals, especially fatty ones. Bile acts like your body's natural detergent. It breaks down fats so you can absorb them properly. A healthy flow of bile is also important for keeping the microbial population in your upper gut in check. By traditionally supporting this process, dandelion root helps your body's natural ability to digest food efficiently. It's a top-down approach that most probiotics simply don't address. Third, this humble weed is surprisingly nutritious. It pulls minerals like potassium and iron from the soil. As we talked about, providing your body with a rich supply of minerals is key. These nutrients are essential building blocks for your entire digestive system, supporting everything from your enzymes to your gut lining. So dandelion root isn't a one-trick pony. It's a holistic tool. It provides prebiotic food to nourish your native good bacteria. It traditionally supports bile flow to help your whole system run smoothly, and it delivers important micronutrients. It's not a patch. It's a way to support the natural, healthy function of your gut. While dandelion root is a star player, a truly resilient gut is built on teamwork. To create a rich and thriving inner ecosystem, it helps to bring in a few key supporters. Two of the most important are sea moss and the simple but powerful goal of eating a wider variety of plants. First, sea moss. This type of red algae is famous in many traditional wellness circles for good reason. It's known for being incredibly rich in a wide array of minerals and trace elements like iodine and potassium, which can sometimes be scarce in land-based foods. But its benefits go beyond just minerals. When prepared, sea moss creates a soothing gel. This is due to its high content of soluble fiber, including a substance called mucilage. This gel can be very soothing to the digestive tract, like a calming balm for an irritated gut lining. On top of that, the fiber in sea moss also acts as another type of prebiotic. Different beneficial bacteria in your gut prefer different types of food. By providing a variety of fibers from both dandelion root and sea moss, you encourage a more diverse and robust community of good microbes to grow. This brings us to our ultimate goal, a principle backed by a growing body of modern science: plant diversity. Research linked to projects like the American Gut Project has uncovered a fascinating pattern. Scientists observe that people who eat 30 or more different types of plants each week tend to have a much more diverse gut microbiome than those who eat 10 or fewer. This is a game changer. It isn't just about eating your 5 a day, it's about the variety. Every different plant, from fruits and vegetables to herbs, spices, nuts, and seeds, can feed different families of gut bacteria. This is where all the pieces come together. Dandelion root and sea moss aren't just remedies, they're enablers. They help prepare your body to get the most out of a diverse, plant-rich diet. The dandelion root supports your digestion, helping you break down all these new foods. The prebiotics in both the dandelion and sea moss give your native good bacteria the fuel they need to flourish. So the strategy is clear: start by supporting your foundation, and then use that newfound digestive strength to embrace variety. Try a new herb in your salad, a different kind of bean in your soup, or a new type of nut for a snack. Each one is a vote for a stronger, more resilient gut. Adding dandelion root to your routine is pretty simple. One of the most common ways is as a tea. You can find dandelion root tea bags in most health food stores, or you can buy loose, dried root to brew your own. A cup a day is a great way to start. Another option is a tincture, which is a concentrated liquid extract. Tinctures are fast-acting and convenient. You usually just add a dropperful to a little water. Finally, you can find roasted dandelion root, which is often used as a caffeine-free coffee substitute. It has a rich, toasty flavor and offers the same benefits. Now, this is very important. While dandelion is a common plant, it's also a potent herb and isn't right for everyone. First, if you have allergies to related plants like ragweed, chamomile, or daisies, you could have a reaction to dandelion. Second, because of its traditional action on bile flow, anyone with a bile duct obstruction or active gallbladder disease should not use dandelion root without speaking to their doctor first. Stimulating bile flow, when there's a blockage, could cause serious problems. Finally, dandelion can potentially interact with certain medications, including diuretics, sometimes called water pills, lithium, and some antibiotics. Because it can affect the liver, it might also interact with other drugs. If you are taking any prescription medications or have any health conditions, it is absolutely essential to talk to your doctor or a qualified healthcare provider before adding dandelion root to your routine. If this shift in thinking, from simply adding bacteria to rebuilding your gut's entire environment, makes sense to you, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into health and wellness. Our goal is to empower you with knowledge that helps you get to the root of the issue. And now, I want to hear from you. What's been your experience with probiotics after 50? Have you ever tried using herbs like dandelion root or sea moss? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. For so long, the conversation about gut health has been dominated by one thing: probiotics. But as we've talked about, especially after 50, that might be an incomplete and often temporary solution. The path to lasting digestive wellness may not be about constantly trying to add new tenants to a rundown apartment building. Instead, it's about empowerment. It's about understanding that your body has a powerful ability to find its own balance when you give it the right support. It's about shifting our focus to the very foundation, the soil of our gut. By embracing the traditional wisdom of herbs, like dandelion root, to support our natural digestive processes, providing mineral nourishment with foods like sea moss, and committing to the scientifically backed power of plant diversity, we can do more than just patch a problem. We can help our bodies rebuild. This journey isn't about finding the next magic pill. It's about returning to a more holistic view of health, where we work with our bodies. The power to reclaim your digestive health and feel energized and comfortable after your meals is within your reach. And it might just begin, not in a lab, but in the humble, powerful plants that nature has been offering us all along. And once you understand this, gut health after 50 starts to feel less confusing. You stop chasing every new bottle on the supplement shelf. You stop thinking your body is broken just because one probiotic did not work. Instead, you begin asking a better question. What is my gut missing that good bacteria need in order to survive? Because the truth is, your microbiome is not just a collection of bacteria, it is a living ecosystem, and like any ecosystem, it needs food, minerals, moisture, movement, and balance. When that ecosystem becomes weak, your digestion may slow down, food may sit longer than it should, where gas may build up, your stomach may feel heavy after meals. You may feel tired even after eating healthy foods, and many people over 50 blame themselves. They say, maybe I am just getting older, but age is not the whole story. Sometimes the real problem is that the gut environment has become dry, irritated, underfed, and out of rhythm. This is why dandelion root becomes so interesting. It does not simply try to force change. It supports the body gently from multiple directions. It gives prebiotic fiber to the good bacteria already living inside you. It supports the digestive flow that helps food break down better. And it brings a bitter herbal quality that wakes up digestion before food even reaches the stomach. In traditional herbal systems, bitter herbs were often taken before meals for this exact reason. They were not used as magic, they were used as signals. A bitter taste tells the body, food is coming, get ready. This can help stimulate saliva, stomach acid, bile flow and digestive enzyme activity. And after 50, when digestion can become slower or weaker, that small signal may make a real difference in how comfortable you feel after eating. But remember, dandelion root works best when it is part of a bigger lifestyle, not when it is treated like a miracle cure. If someone drinks dandelion tea every night but still eats mostly processed food, sugar, refined flour, and very little plant variety, the microbiome will not rebuild properly. The herb can help prepare the soil, but you still have to feed the garden. That means adding more real plant foods slowly, not all at once, not in a way that causes bloating. Start gently. Add one new plant food every few days. Maybe one day it is cooked carrots, another day it is lentils, another day it is chia seeds, another day it is pumpkin seeds, another day it is parsley, another day it is ginger, another day it is berries, another day it is oats, another day it is leafy greens. Every new plant brings a different type of fiber, a different color pigment, and a different message to your gut bacteria. This is where many people make a mistake. They hear eat more fiber and suddenly overload their gut with huge salads, beans and supplements. Then they feel bloated and quit. But rebuilding the gut after 50 should be slow and respectful. Think of it like physical therapy for your digestion. You would not walk into a gym after years of inactivity and lift the heaviest weight on day one. In the same way, you should not overwhelm a sensitive gut overnight. Begin with cooked, soft, easy-to-digest foods. Soups, steamed vegetables, soaked seeds, gentle herbs, and warm teas can be easier than raw foods in the beginning. Over time, as your gut becomes stronger, you can add more variety. Sea moss can also play a supportive role here because of its gel-like texture and mineral content. But again, balance matters. More is not always better. A small amount may be enough. The goal is not to flood the body with random superfoods. The goal is to create a steady routine your body can actually use. So, a simple daily rhythm could look like this, starting with warm water in the morning, then maybe a plant-rich breakfast, having dandelion root tea before or after a meal, adding colorful vegetables throughout the day, and aiming for less sugar at night. These small habits, when you repeat them consistently, can actually do more for your gut than, constantly switching from one supplement to another. And, perhaps the most powerful part of this whole message is that it gives control back to you. You really do not have to feel helpless just because probiotics did not solve everything. You do not have to believe that bloating, constipation, gas, or poor digestion are just your new normal after 50. Your gut is always listening to what you do every day. It listens to your food, it listens to your stress, it listens to your sleep, it listens to your movement. Even a short walk after meals can support digestion. Even drinking enough water can help fiber move properly. Even chewing your food slowly can reduce the burden on your stomach. These simple actions may not sound exciting, but honestly, they are powerful because they work with the body, not against it. So, as we close, just remember this. Probiotics may have a place, but they are not the whole answer. After 50, the deeper question is not, what bacteria can I add? The deeper question is, what environment am I creating inside my body? Dandelion root reminds us of that older wisdom. Feed the good bacteria. Support the digestive flow. Nourish the gut lining. Bring in minerals. Add plant diversity. Reduce the foods that irritate and inflame. And most importantly, give your body time. Healing does not always happen in one day or even 1 week. But with patience, consistency, and the right support, your gut can become stronger, calmer, and more balanced again. And before you try dandelion root, sea moss, or any new herb, especially if you take medication or have gallbladder, kidney, liver, or heart issues, speak with a qualified healthcare professional. Natural does not always mean safe for everyone, but when used wisely with the right guidance, these simple plants can become part of a gentle, powerful strategy to help your digestive system feel alive again.